Hello and welcome to our bug review for the game Paige Turner. I'm going to be discussing 5 of the most important bugs that we found during our play sessions. Before we begin though, I would just like to say that the art in the game was fantastic, as well as the beginning animation of the book. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin looking at some of these bugs. The first bug revolves around the player being able to see a large gray void when angling the camera at certain areas of the map. The game then fails to render certain objects in the scene, causing this area to look completely void of anything. This is very noticeable in a lot of situations and happens a lot when angling down at large elevations. In the video, as you can see, the player will simply move their camera to these angles and will no longer be able to see the play area. The second bug is where sometimes the player will get stuck in objects depending on the angle they fall into them at. In this clip, we can see the player almost jump to the angled board where they are then stuck within the board. Flattening themselves, as you can see, allows the player to get out of it. In this second example, we can see the player fall off one of the stairs into the stairs below them. They are then stuck within the stairs, where they are forced to then flatten in order to remove themselves from being stuck. The third bug happens when the player falls into the water before they are able to save a valid checkpoint. This causes the player to not respawn properly when they fall into the water, but they will still lose a life. As you can see in the video, the player falls in the water and doesn't respawn. Just to make sure, we tested the water again and were able to recreate the ability to not respawn properly. The fourth bug is when the player unflattens themselves underneath the collider. This causes the player to then get stuck in the object where they initially unflattened. As you can see in the video, the player flattened under a bookcase and then unflattens, causing them to get stuck in the bookshelf itself. This also then caused the player to get stuck within the ground, making traversing the level impossible. The player is then, however, able to get out of the ground by standing on a book. The fifth and final bug is probably the most severe. This bug can happen to many of the different doors and objects around the maps. The player is able to slide under these doors, flattening themselves, and causing them to go straight outside of the map. This is severe as it allows the player to break outside of the game. As you can see in the clip, the player was able to slide just directly under the door, breaking out of bounds. This is all in the bugs that we were able to find in the game, and we hope that you are able to make use of it. Thank you.